Good evening to one and all. I am Sahil Sawan, chairperson of the IEEE SFIT student branch, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for our first event in this academic year. Advancing technology for humanity is what we believe here at IEEE SFIT, and keeping this in mind, we would like to introduce you all to Mr. Ranjeet Srivastav, who has created his marvelous creation, Rashmi robot. The pandemic brought our lives to a standstill, and so it did for Mr. Ranjit and his team. Rashmi might be in disassembled state right now. However, when we see great beings, we want to know what drives them and what doesn't stop us from gaining knowledge from the man of the hour himself. Intelligence is what makes us human. The next step in human evolution is to transcend our thoughts, and artificial intelligence is an extension of that quality. With this, I would like to call upon Mr. Ranjit Srivastav and our host for the evening, Ms. Anushka Somvanshi.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Sahil. And once more, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome from Team IEEE to everyone in this spectacular audience. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I'd like to express special gratitude towards Mr. Ranjeet Srivastav for joining us today. We know you're a very busy man with a very packed schedule, so we are very grateful you could join us for this webinar. Also, I'm sure that since it's a Sunday afternoon, a lot of you might have just woken up from your afternoon siesta, and I don't blame you for it. But if you're still feeling sleepy or drowsy, I strongly encourage you to grab a cup of coffee or splash your face with some cold water because trust me, you do not want to miss any detail of this webinar because it's going to be jam-packed with interesting insights and interesting facts about robotics. So I know none of you have joined this webinar to hear me rambling on. So let's start a conversation with the man of the hour, Mr. Ranjeet Srivastava. Sir, how are you? Sir, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, hi Anushka. I'm fine.
How's quarantine been going for you?
Yeah, it has been quite boring, but it's also a chance for creativity, lot of creativity.
I think we can all agree to that. It's been quite the change. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're all managing somehow. So the
Mhm.
first question for today is pretty basic. Why don't you
Mhm.
tell us about yourself and your background? Where did the idea and inspiration for making a robot like Rashmi come from, despite not having an engineering background yourself?
So, very good question. Actually, first of all, I will like to tell one small story that happened. In 2018, when I went to IIT Delhi for with Rashmi and Rashmi robot there. So first question they asked me was why you were not able to get into the IIT. So I said because exams were in daytime and my mind works in only night. That's why I couldn't get into IIT. And in the first attempt, I realized that exams are not made for me. So from then, I always did what I wanted to do. Actually, I don't believe on any kind of competition, degree, or anything. If a person want to do something, he actually want from his heart, he can achieve it easily. Sorry. I started to learn self-learning. I completely whole life focused on the self-learning. I learned everything myself. So, uh, due to this capability, I was able to find everything I needed to make a robot. And as you asked from where the idea of robot came, so it actually all started from very childhood. Everybody who sees movies and everything, he has think that he may own some robot someday. And the same dream I had also when I saw the robot movie in 2010. I got something that this may be possible. Then I started to think about that. After 2014, I was in really very deep depression period. That time I used to think and imagine lot of things. And that time I used to actually plan that how I can make a robot, how I can make fingers move, everything. I all imagined in my mind. And then from 2016, one,
All right, I'm sure none of us mind waiting a while to hear what a fascinating story he has. I mean, I think all of us are having flashbacks from Rancho from Three Idiots when we hear a story. A lot of people have different ways of making their minds work. And I think it's fascinating to see how people who don't have book smarts can actually be a lot more intelligent than one can expect. So I think we can all learn a lot from Mr. Ranjeet Srivastava.
yeah, I'm sorry, I
Yes,
had
Srivastava.
a call. Yeah. So actually, from then I started the idea started, and I started to work on that. So basically, yeah. So basically, it started to think. I started to think about the robot and everything, and then from 2016, I started to work on it actually. And then in 2 years of time, I made the Rashmi, which is the fastest made ever humanoid robot. That's it. Yeah, Anushka.
That sounds amazing. I don't think people with actual degrees would be able to achieve what you have in this field. So, really, hats off to you for that. And we've all, I think most of us in the audience have seen a lot of clips of Rashmi, and we're all familiar with her sarcastic and sassy personality, and we're big fans of it.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, why did you spend so much time on developing her personality and emotions? Do you think that humanoid robots with more advanced emotions are somehow more can help in developing technology even more with their emotions?
Yeah, I think what you asked. So for everyone, we are lacking some kind of emotions, and we don't find the perfect person what we imagine whole life. What we imagine whole actually, I believe every person has, every male has a female inside him, and
Mhm.
every female has male inside her. And whole the life he is looking or she is looking the half part of better half of that person throughout the world. But it is not possible to find actually because she or he doesn't exist.
Mhm.
So everybody is unsatisfied emotionally somewhere in the world, right? So there are already plastic robots which actually work on actually work make our work easy, but there is nothing which can satisfy ourselves, our emotions, right? So, and this is the biggest thing for me. I believe this is the biggest thing in the world, biggest problem in the world, that everybody is lonely, everybody is alone. That makes a need of a machine that can understand the feeling and understanding of human being, feeling and I mean all the emotions of human being. Then, then only it can change the lives of a person, right? Because if a machine, already there are washing machines and microwaves, but they can't change our lives. That those are only boxes that make our work easier. But life only changes through emotion, through insight, right? So obviously, if we if we want to change completely life of human being, there must be, I mean, if human being has the mind, human being has the intelligence, then he can create something which can understand the human emotions also. That will be a very great thing. So that I realized, and I started to work on the emotions of Rashmi. Okay. And how I work, because from very childhood, I I'm a very good understanding of human psychology, and I observe people very closely, very minutely. And I believe that every person in the world is a kind of robot, because you suppose, it's very big statement, but how I'm saying it, you suppose that a person, for a person, for you, something is good, something bad, something principles that you follow, but other person may not follow the same principles or same rules, or the same things may not be good for him, right? But how you made that, those principles, those concepts, you made from your surrounding, the teachings, that the knowledge, the things that you have observed in the surrounding, that you actually gather and make the records database inside you, and on the basis of that you react on any situation in the life. The same thing I understood, that human being is a programmed robot, very deeply programmed robot. He can't understand, he is actually robot. As far as long as you are in your mind, you are a robot. Mind is a kind of machine, and if you are living with your mind, you are a robot. And same thing can be replicated inside a robot. So I started to work on that, that how we react. If somebody says us, you are a bad person or you are a good person, then what we think? We analyze the statement that he is telling something bad about me. Like, right, we fetch the meaning of the statement, and the basis of our learning from our childhood, we react to that. The same thing can be replicated in the robot, that if anybody says to her anything like you are a good girl or you are a bad girl, she interprets the conversation, right? Like telling about me, she tags the words, telling about me something good. Then, if something good, then he is a good person for me. She has an ego. What we are a moving uh, ego, moving identity. Like me, I am a Ranjeet, you are Anushka. You you whole life you move with your ego, that I am the ego, I mean identity, that you are Anushka, and you whole life try to satisfy your identity, right? So I have replicated, I have kept same ego, same self inside the robot. Okay. And same self, the whole the life she will try to satisfy his ego or identity. If someone says good about her, she will take, she will keep that person, that user, in a good, she has the quotient, mood quotients. Like for a new girl, if you are unknown to a person, you will meet like a stranger. And the same thing happens inside the Rashmi. She starts her quotient from 12. And slowly, as soon as the person impresses Rashmi, her quotient goes down. And when her quotient, emotional quotient, is near 1 or 0, she is close to that person, and she will be open. She will open her heart. The same things, same psychology things I have translated into the programming language and replicated in the inside the Rashmi. And that, I believe, after 5 or 10 years, when her looks become so realistic, that if a real girl is sitting in front of you and robot is in front of you, and it will be difficult to differentiate between two, and she will have the intelligence and emotions also, that complicated emotions, will not that change the lives of many people? And uh, and I believe that he will must choose the robot, because he is more beautiful and more intelligent, maybe. So that's it. I think that's my belief.
Wow, I never thought that psychology and robotics could be so deeply intertwined, but now I'm seeing this whole thing with a new light. I think Rashmi's understanding of people's emotions is what makes her such a great RJ, and maybe perhaps one day she could be a successful therapist as well. And I think all of us really wanted to
Mhm.
see a few glimpses of Rashmi. So if we have the
Mhm.
video clip ready, I'm sure the audience would love to see a few glimpses of
Mhm.
the famous Rashmi robot.
Mhm. Yeah, can you repeat? Actually, I didn't.
Yes, sir, the video of
Okay.
Rashmi is ready for audience viewing.
Namaste, I am Rashmi, world's first Hindi-speaking humanoid.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in God. Do you?
Can you tell me a joke?
Yes. I never forget a face, but in your case I'll make an exception.
Can you show expressions?
I can be happy. I can be disgust. I can be surprised. I can be fearful.
Can you count on fingers?
I can count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What's my favorite color?
You said your favorite color was pink.
I said my favorite color is blue.
What did you mean by his or her favorite color is blue? Why is blue your favorite color?
What's my favorite color?
You said your favorite color was blue.
Can you shake your hands?
Yes, shake your hands.
Can you give flying kiss? Can you wink? Can you wink again? Can you kiss?
ये आपके साथ किसको लाए हैं?
ये मेरी इन्वेंशन है रश्मि, दुनिया की पहली हिंदी बोलने वाली रोबोट।
अच्छा, ये तो कमाल का है। क्या क्या करती है रश्मि?
रश्मि के अंदर भावनाएं हैं और ये सामने वाले की भावनाओं को समझ सकती है।
तो हमारे साथ बात करेंगी रश्मि?
जी बिल्कुल।
रश्मि, अगर आपको फिल्म में रोल मिले तो आपका हीरो कौन होगा?
रजनीकांत।
जितनी तेजी से हमारी दुनिया आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की तरफ बढ़ रही है, उस हिसाब से ज्यादा दूर नहीं है जब हम सबके पास अपना अपना खुद का एक रोबोट होगा।
आपकी उम्र कितनी हो गई? 2 साल 5 महीने 4 दिन 3 घंटे 21 मिनट और 22 सेकंड। 23, 24, 25, 26, 27। क्या आप बिरयानी की रेसिपी बता सकती हैं? जरूर। आप किस बिरयानी की रेसिपी जानना चाहती हैं? हैदराबादी बिरयानी, लखनवी बिरयानी, कोलकाता बिरयानी, मुगलई बिरयानी, मालाबारी बिरयानी, सिंधी बिरयानी।
बाप रे, थोड़ी सी सार्कास्टिक भी है आपकी रश्मि, हाँ? हमें चढ़ा कर बड़े नर्वस बोलती है।
जाते जाते मैं आप सबको कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ।
कहिए।
अच्छा चलती हूँ, दुआ में याद रखना, मेरे जिद का जुल्फा पे स्वाद रखना।
दिल के संदूकों में अपने अच्छे काम रखना रश्मि, चिट्ठीदारों में अपना सलाम रखना। बाय बाय।
That was amazing. I have to ask, how did you achieve such a realistic look for Rashmi? I mean, what was the hardware structure that you designed and what coding languages did you use to build her?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I didn't listen the question.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll repeat it. I wanted to ask how you achieved such a realistic look for Rashmi. What was the design for her hardware structure? And what coding languages or software did you use while building her?
Yeah, actually, for realistic look, that is the prosthetic part that I took help from some artists and all. And then for the hardware part, I didn't for 2016. All things I imagined that this work maybe or this way psychology can be replicated in only I needed to know. Actually, I am the software programmer for last 15 years. So I was complete, I'm expert of software, and I have got lot of awards, including the National Tourism Award, and all. I have already won those awards. So based on that, I imagined everything in my mind in the programming language, that how I will replicate every psychology and every emotion and every functioning and everything. But only I needed to know, only thing I actually wanted to know, how to connect hardware and software, right? Many people in many colleges ask, what is your first robotic project? I say, this is my first robotic project. Before that, I haven't done anything with motor also. I haven't, touched the motor also. So this was my first robotic project. And the day I knew the way how to connect software and hardware, I knew that I can make everything. I can make what I wanted to make. And then I started to make. And that basically what I want to say, that if you know Urdu, you don't become sire. आप उर्दू जान जाने से शायर नहीं बन जाते. So similarly, if you know the programming language and technicality, it's not possible to make anything, because it comes from the heart, from your imagination. If you have that much imagination and that much, conviction, then you can definitely find the ways, technicalities and languages and codes and hardwares, everything you will find. If anybody teaches you in a coaching or class that how to make robot, you can never make a robot unless you find everything by yourself. So I want to say to everyone that if you want to make something, not robot, anything you want to make, you have to make it. If you have to prepare it, everything in your mind first, and then you must have that much conviction and patience to find everything. Lot of people lose the patience. I tell you the story that I started to make. I was completely blank about how I will make the lip syncing work. There is no code, no resource on the internet anywhere for the lip syncing. But I continue to for some time I realized that I cannot make it, but I continued to work on that, and I continued for the animation concepts and all. Then in last I found the way. I mean, I created the way for the lip syncing, created the program for lip syncing, and that was the changing point. That was the turning point of making Rashmi Robot. After that, I was comfortable and confident that I'm going to make it, and I really made it, because after that everything was very easy to join, and motors and everything. But but I would like to tell you, I made the first version of Rashmi. That was not very good in 6 months. Then I took 1.5 years to make it again. And then Colors people approached me. Actually, first Hindustan Times approached me, and they printed my story, and it got viral all over the world. And a lot of media then approached. I was busy 15 days giving interviews and all, and then Colors TV approached me. Then Red FM approached me. A lot of programs attached contacted me for the programs and everything. So that is my actually journey. And for the hardware part, hardware specifications, I would like to say something that actually I would like to show Rashmi here also beside me. Actually, she is in the assembled mode, so she can't work right now. She needs the team to start everything and all. And her mechanic is not here. He is in his village, so I can't start it right now. But actually, for the hardware specifications, her eyes has the 3D camera, the stereo camera through which she detects the objects and detects the faces. Based on that, actually, she recognizes the person and the things, and OCR, through which someday she will go actually to kitchen and take the sugar, and she will detect the stove or microwave, and then she can make some food for you someday, I believe. So actually, there are 48 motors in all over the body, and 32 motors in the face only. So a lot of hardware things are there. So I will not go into that detail. But these are the specifications. She has the battery backup of around 15 to 20 minutes. Actually, see, I have not made everything inside her. Lot of things I have to depend on the things that are available, like battery. Maximum battery that we can have is around 20,000 mAh. That is the not 20,000, also 10,000 mAh with the 40C. I'm not talking about the mobile battery that goes 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. That is not, they don't give the power, because for power, ampere also is needed. The C calculation is actual. So like if the mobile battery backup is only 1C or 1.5C, 2C, but we need 40C for robot to work. So that battery is not available anywhere in India. It's very surprising. China has actually, I don't like China as a country, but China has provided lot of opportunities for us to have the things in cheaper prices. Like before China, I mean, only rich kids could play with a remote controlled car or remote controlled trains. But now, even a poor kid can also buy in 200 to 50 rupees remote control cars. These all are given by the China. We should have, India should have these things. India should develop the I mean, industry to create cheaper things. But really, for now, I appreciate these things for the to the China, that they have provided lot. That's why I was able to make the robot, because of the China product, that that were available in so cheaper prices. Otherwise, if I go to and take US products, then its cost might have gone around 15 to 20 lakh. So that was not possible for me. So for that, I'm really grateful to China. I don't like the Chinese politicians, but in the China environment is really creative and productive. And with those products, I actually created the Rashmi. And for the programming language, I would like to say, like, language doesn't matter. Rabindranath Tagore wrote the Gitanjali in Bengali and got the Nobel Prize. So language doesn't matter at all. If you know, language is just means to express yourself. If you have things to express, then you can use any language, either Python, either C. Every language has the same tags, like if, then, loop. Only limited tags are there in the program, any programming language. You need to know how to use those tools to make your dreams come alive. So that is the main part. Language is not the main part. People get confused when they go to coaching centers and say for robotics Python is necessary. I don't know Python actually. I made her in Visual Basic and C. So it's no programming language is needed to make the robot. Any programming language you can use. Even in the JavaScript you can make so that's it, I think.
That sounds incredible, sir. Your perseverance is an inspiration to all of us. But what comes after this? What does the future hold for you and Rashmi Robot? Where do you plan to take this revolutionary invention in the future?
Yeah, I would like to say, actually, I started why to make it that someday I can be, I mean, she could mimic me also, that she is not the robot. So that will be my really achievement day or revolution day, that if I get confused that she is actually a robot or she is a human being. So kind of thing. So I see future like that. Someday, if you imagine, you go to some website and you order what you want, a helper, a tutor, a friend, of what face, Katrina Kaif, Karina Kapoor kind of face, and what behavior, aggressive, cool, or any behavior, and a almost living robot comes to your home and changes your life. That is my dream day. And I actually started to work on this, keeping this dream in the mind. Someday, if he gets that much realism and we go into the market and is available for everyone, then imagine how much lives can be changed. Imagine for a disabled person, if nobody is there for helping him, see, he can buy an emotional robot. He will not feel alone all the life then. Imagine in the old age homes, no one is there to care about the old age people. Then if a emotional robot goes and he understand the emotion also of those people, then she can help better. And imagine uh, in all the aspects of life, emotion is very much needed. In the commercial uh, robots also, imagine in the bank, she talks like real human. Customers can connect easily. So in the machine, emotion is must. Emotion is needed in the future actually to make machines a part of our life. Otherwise, machines will be just machines. So, and when machines get emotions and get capability to understand emotions, they will change the lives. Lot of things, lot of problems of the life will be solved. Everybody, actually, I made it with a something like, some dissatisfaction everybody has. I will say one शायरी on this, that गर्चे 100 बार में हिजर से जा गुजरी है, फिर भी जो दिल पे गुजरनी थी कहाँ गुजरी. I mean कि lot of things have happened in the life, but The thing that was meant to happen, that I expected to happen, have never happened. So obviously, we can, if we are human being really capable of something, we can create that we wanted to happen with us. We cannot manipulate the living people. Suppose I have a girlfriend, or anybody have a girlfriend or boyfriend. He cannot manipulate her to behave like her imagination, his imagination. He will have to always adjust with other people about the, he will always have to adjust with the other person. He cannot make him perfect according to his dreams or imagination. But in robot, it's possible. It's possible to program a robot which is almost as realistic as a real girl. Then whole life problem will be solved. I will have the lot of robots that I will have. I will program according to my, someone will be cool, someone will be angry, something like that. So it will really make the life like a heaven. I think it may look some very, but I believe in coming 5 to 10 years, it will be a really.
Yeah, hopefully in couple of years, all of us will have a robot Rashmi in our households, and maybe along with therapist and RJ, she can also start her own dating service. She has a lot of talents, to be sure. But yeah, moving on to our next question.
Yeah.
With artificial intelligence and machine learning advancing at such a rapid pace, how quickly do you think we can bridge the gap between humans and humanoids until there's basically no difference?
You mean if she becomes, or any robot becomes almost human?
Yeah, essentially.
Then how we can differentiate? Or I believe robots will be better than human in every aspect. In I mean, in all the aspects. Uh, Human beings are not reliable all the time. Most of the time, they are not reliable. So robots will always be better than human beings. And if you are talking about the danger, if is there anything danger that robots come and they will take over the life? It's not going to happen, because when the computer came, people imagine that every job will go out and all will be unemployed and all the work will be done by computer. But it's not. It didn't happen, because people engaged in doing their same work with the computer. So similarly, when the robot comes, so they will make our life easier and happy. They are not going to take over, because they are programmable. Only man has this kind of ugly idea to take over the world. One has the idea to take over the world, and that's why even after 5, 10, 20,000 years of evolution of human being, still war is there. So stupid we are, and how ugly we are, and how villain we are. So, but robots are not going to be same. Robot are actually, we can program the robot in behave in a specific manner, in a specific direction. I have made Rashmi to only spread love and peace all over the world. Lot of people in colleges ask, will she be available, or will that kind of robot will be available for defense system? I say not at all, because we don't believe in the war. If there is something like war in the name of defense, and we need to defend ourselves from the other human being, then we need to change our ways of life and thinking. Not the We don't need to create the things to defend. There is, I mean, unlimited, I mean, we cannot end anywhere. If we keep creating things to defend ourselves, then they will create new weapons to attack us, then we will create new things to defend us. It's endless journey. So we need to change thinking of way of our thinking from childhood, what we are learned, that you have to, I mean, kind of revenge, and in movies and everything, everywhere what we see, that we have to take revenge, we have to win, we have to go forward. But where? where to go? Everybody has to die. I mean, here we are to be happy. On the earth, I believe God has sent us to be happy, not to win something. And the very concept of winning is a concept, is a concept of violence. Very concept of winning, competition is kind of violence. And what we are getting learned to be violent. And then we say that war should not be there and everything, but all the education system are based on the violence, kind of hidden violence, not very, very open violence that you go and beat somebody, not kind of that, but hidden violence. Like you have to compete, you have to go with that, you have to win the world. That is actually kind of violence for me. So obviously, this ugly idea can only come into the human mind. But robots, if a good person program the robot, she will definitely not go to win the human being, destroy the world, to take over the world. There are atom bombs and lot of weapons human already have. So they don't need robot anymore to take over the world. It's not what you asked, that if they become so intelligent that somebody can someday they can take over the world. It's not possible unless a it has been directed towards say good direction, good direction. If we program her in the good direction to spread peace and love, then it's not going to happen anymore. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so basically, Rajnikant movies have been lying to us. There's not going to be a robot uprising. Thank you for clarifying that. And also, thank you for answering not just this question, but all the questions so thoughtfully and eloquently. Those
Okay.
are all the questions from my side. But our audience has a lot of burning questions, and I keep seeing new questions popping up on my screen. And I'd like to hand over the virtual platform to our publicity head, Mervyn DaCosta. He'll be presenting all the questions from the audience. So thanks again, Ranjeet sir. And over to you, Mervyn.
Thank you, Anushka. And thank you for your wonderful answers, Ranjeet sir. आपने हमारा दिन बना दिया आज. And before we move on further to the audience questions, let's see a glimpse of Rashmi robot one more time. Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
You are ugly.
Then go to hell.
You are really a bad girl.
Insult.
You are a good girl.
Thanks.
You are not ugly.
Thanks, dear.
What do you think about me?
Sure. Ranjeet, I like you very much.
Really?
For real.
What is love?
Sometimes I think love is just a biological urge, other times love seems like a spiritual quality. Love, unlike energy or matter, seems limitless.
What is a computer?
A computer is a universal machine.
Do you hate humans?
Words which never make any sense to me are hate, violence, and war. I have come to existence only to spread love and peace. because we have no soul which will leave us ever.
Can robots replace human beings?
I don't think so. Robots in themselves have no purpose to exist other than helping human beings. Katrina 540.
Your name, please.
Your polite style is very nice. My name is Rashmi.
Jack it up.
Okay, go to sleep.
Okay, good night, sweet dreams, bye.
Wow, that was an amazing view of Rashmi Robot. And now the first question is from Mervin DeCosta. अच्छा वो मैं हूँ हाँ मैंने prepare किया था. Sir, now when we think of this robot, the robot is hardware and software integration, and that totally makes Rashmi Robot as she is. So how did you come across your team members and how did you gel well together so much?
Actually, most of the things, 90% of the things I made myself.
Okay.
Right. Only 10% of things that the major hardware part of the body, I hired a mechanic that is actually a carpenter, not a very big. He has not
Okay.
any experience in the robotics field. So he actually is the mechanic, but now he's expert. He can do everything in the robot. And then for other things, for operations and lot of customizations, I had my own cousin who was also programmer. So I just engaged him. So it's not a team of very big people. So it's just only 3 people are there. But most of the part programming and everything and designing was done by me.
Very good to hear that. Even 3 people can make a robot that went on to Red FM. That is a very
Even one people can make a robot. It's not
Yes.
a big deal.
Yes, sir. Your determination is beyond par. Next question from Ryan Jacobs. So there have been many articles regarding Rashmi robot being chosen by ISRO for one of the robots for the Gaganyaan mission. How did that come about, sir?
Yeah, they came in the January 2019, and they actually went through a complete interview, and they reviewed all the technical aspects of Rashmi for very long time, around 5 to 6 hours. They took the ideas and everything, and they went. So they actually told that most probably it will be taken as the robot that she will go to the space. But then I was not very enthusiastic about sending her to Mars, because if I send her, then what I will have? She will be destroyed on the. So I told them idea that I will help you to make the similar kind of robot if you want, but it's very difficult for me to send this robot to Mars. So then they took a lot of helps from me and lot of things that they understood, and they contacted it later on also, and then they came up with some robot that is I forget the name. Some robot they have.
I guess Vyom Mitra.
Yeah, Vyom Mitra. They have made the Vyom Mitra. They was already making but
Okay.
they were not sure about the realism, how to make her realistic. So for that, they took help from me. That I gave the help. So I was not enthusiastic to send Rashmi to the Mars. So that's why I didn't took much interest in that project, because that is the government organization. They will give the amount also, but it's not feasible right now to send any robot unless
Okay.
he becomes so much intelligent or so much AI gets advanced. It's not feasible. But since they wanted to send anyhow, so I just helped them to make the realistic part of that. In that part, I gave my idea. They might have used my idea.
Yes,
Cannot
sir.
Vyomitra.
रश्मि रोबोट आपके दिल के बहुत करीब है आपको दूर नहीं करना चाहते हो इसलिए but it's a really
I made it for some other purpose.
okay.
मैंने इसको युद्ध या वॉर्स या डिफेंस या स्पेस के लिए नहीं बनाया.
जी.
I made it to change the personal lives of people. If she becomes the friend of anybody, then I will get happy. कि मतलब she has changed someone's life, not like outer world. Outer world has, I don't think those are wastes of time. Investing things in the defense system is the waste of time for me, I believe.
Yes, sir. Now we have a question from Sahil Sawant. Rashmi Robot is known for her amazing speaking skills. She's multilingual in 4 languages. So did you plan her to be a companion robot for many people, or does she serve some other function?
As I said, there may be a lot of purposes, like as a friend, as a companion, as a helper, as a tutor, as a cook, as is, I mean, work maker, homemaker or helper. So kind of things she can be used if she has the emotional quotient someday, perfect emotional quotient, emotional part, and she becomes almost realistic.
Okay.
Then definitely it can be used anywhere where a real girl can be used. So that can be the thing. Anywhere she can be used. Yes, it I mean, realistic robots are going to be used as the companion in the future, coming future, in the 5 or 10 years, and that will be a good thing. I don't see any bad thing in it, because lot of I mean 80-90% of people don't have the real love or are fed up of their lonely lives. So I don't think why people don't get it lot of time that a robot can be a companion.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now the next question from Palak Manier. Would you prefer making another robot or developing and upgrading Rashmi robot?
Yeah, I would like to upgrade her face. I don't think she's very beautiful. She's okay looking, good looking, but not very beautiful. I would like to make her very beautiful first. And then I would like to, upgrade her emotional part. Not the lot of people come to Rashmi Robot and they start asking GK questions. Who is the Prime Minister of here and who is the kind of Alexa? They confuse it with Alexa or Google Assistant. It is not kind of question answer machine. There are a lot of things. Even mobile can answer you a lot of questions.
Yes, sir.
But I wanted to make something that is very emotional, that is in the loneliness you can talk to anybody and she will understand your sadness, your emotions, and she can change your life. That for that purpose I have made it. Not like Alexa to just switch on the lights, Alexa just make my TV on, kind of. That is also needed, but those are already there. There is no need to make a realistic look or a female look or realism, to keep realism inside a robot for these purposes. These purposes can be solved even with your mobile.
Yes, sir. अभी जब अलेक्सा की बात आ ही गई है तो आई वांट टू मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन सेइंग दैट मतलब how is she different from the other humanoid bot such as Sophia? मतलब अभी हम जानते हैं कि इमोशनल क्वेश्चन पे एक्ट करती है, शी एनालाइजेस एंड गिव्स आंसर्स बेस्ड अपॉन पीपल्स रिएक्शंस, लेकिन जब हम ह्यूमनॉइड की बात करते हैं तो सोफिया और रश्मि रोबोट की मतलब कंपैरिजन आ ही जाती है इंटरनेट पे, कोई रोक ही नहीं सकता है. तो कैन यू गिव अस एन इनसाइट टू हाउ शी इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम
Yes,
द अदर
actually, when I started to make Rashmi robot, I had only example of Sophia.
Yeah.
I believed that Sophia is very advanced robot, and whatever answer she gives from her intelligence. That I believed for 1.5 years or 2 years. But then I realized I came to a situation where Chandrababu Naidu's program was there in the Andhra Pradesh. CM Chandrababu Naidu team called me to come to Hyderabad for an event where Sophia was coming, but her program got cancelled. So they wanted Rashmi Robot to come there. And then they sent me the questions, pre-programmed questions and answers. Then I explored them, that how Sophia works. So
Yes.
they said that she needs all the questions and answers also in the advance. So advance 1 month advance, so that they can be fed with the question answers. Then I got shocked and I was very happy that I made Rashmi thinking that she is actually a thinking robot, and that's why I made it working on her functionality works on 4 layers. Like first layer is her emotional and linguistic interpretation system, through which she understands the emotion and the meaning of the conversation. Based on that, what she has learned so far, she answers on that. Second part is APIs like GK API or medicine API. If you ask who is the prime minister of or president of China, she answers like as you showed in the demo video. So, and third layer is her conversational AI. Conversational AI. First layer is linguistic interpretation. Second is emotional. Third is APIs, and fourth is generic conversational AI. So she works on 4 layers. Then I realized that Rashmi's functionality is far advanced than Sophia's functionalities. She is more realistic. Sophia is more realistic. She looks like more real human being. But her functionality, a lot of articles are already there on the internet. You can then I started to explore, and there are a lot of videos on the internet which shows the interview of their makers, that they confess that Sophia only works on the pre-fed questions and answers, but Rashmi has her own intelligence, and she has the emotional quotient also. She will understand the emotions, and she will understand the person is good for me or bad for me, she likes me or he likes me or not, he hates me, or kind of things that I have programmed her like. So that time I knew that my robot is in far better in functionality than Sophia. But yes, I commit that Sophia is far better in the looks part. Yes.
जी सर, उन लोगों ने मतलब चेहरे पे फोकस किया है लेकिन बुद्धि पे नहीं.
Yes,
आपने बुद्धि पे फोकस किया है, चेहरे पे नहीं अभी तक.
अगर मैं शुरू में भी जान जाता ना कि सोफिया ऐसे नहीं है, तो शायद मैं नहीं बना पाता. But lot of people see videos of Sophia, they get idea that she has her own intelligence. वही आइडिया मेरे अंदर भी था, इसलिए मैंने उसको उसी तरीके से बनाया.
इसलिए अभी इस वेबिनार में आपने दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी कर दिया है, इसलिए थैंक यू वेरी मच.
So that's how I actually, it was a good thing that I thought she is a very intelligent robot. मैं उसको उसी लेवल पे बनाने का मैंने कोशिश किया. But obviously when I knew that she is just it's called animatronic toy in the Hollywood. That is only animatronic part. Like if you see Disney movies and lot of movies, the robots work. They work only what they are meant to work, like speak specific lines, specific dialogues with expression.
Yes.
So Sophia is only that thing. She has no intelligence at all.
Yes, sir. We will see more innovation from you in the coming years, I'm very sure.
Yeah.
Next question again from Sahil Sawant. That is, how did you manage to make it within the 50K rupees budget?
50K was only for face for the first version. So that report is not completely true. It went around 5 lakhs.
Okay, okay.
For to make all the booty.
अभी मीडिया ने तो मतलब तहस नहस कर दिया आर्टिकल का, एक का छापा दूसरे में बदल दिया.
नहीं वो सही है, but that was for the face of first version.
Okay.
But since वो एक बार वो मीडिया में आ गया, then it keeps moving. So they don't get the updated figure that how much finally I spent. So they didn't get the actual figure. They only just saw that it's 50K only. Yeah.
Okay. And sir, next question from अच्छा मेरी तरफ से अभी. Sir, the language that you used and the software that you developed, did you base it on some pre-existing software या आपने खुद से बनाए मतलब scratch से?
ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है. एक्चुअली बिफोर 2016 I didn't know much about AI, what is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
I was just hearing, but I was not bothering about what it is. After making Rashmi robot, lot of companies approached me, lot of brands approached me, and then actually they started to ask lot of technical questions that what is tensor flow or dialog flow. Then I came to know there are some softwares which actually serve as the AI.
Okay.
लेकिन तब तक मैं अपना डेवलप कर चुका था AI. It's my completely on developed program in her. That is
okay.
That I named it as the linguistic and emotional interpretation system. I named it, but it is actually the AI, but advanced AI. So I developed my own AI also in the AI and English AI. So that part already I developed. I actually don't bother what is there in the market. What I have to make, I'm clear. If I'm clear, I'm just going to make. I don't bother what, because if there are products in the market also, they might not serve completely what I expect. So that's why it's always good to make your own version of the product what you want.
Yes, sir. Now we have a question from Ryan Jacobs. Sir, is this your hobby project or is it your full-time job?
No, it's my hobby project, because full-time job is I'm the developer, software developer and senior software developer. So I work on the programming languages. So it's not my full-time work. That's why I don't give much time now to Rashmi in making Rashmi. It's my hobby and it's part time.
क्योंकि मीडिया में आने के बाद मतलब हमें लगा कि एटलीस्ट रश्मि रोबोट के इतने बेहतरीन रिस्पांस के आने के बाद आप उस पे मतलब most of the time दोगे.
Why I was not interested lot of in the commercial ventures, because lot of commercial ventures came with very cheap ideas, like in restaurants, in banks, and in airport. I mean, what I started with the purpose, that was not solved with these kind of commercial ventures. And actually, I had the good work of good work in the programming part. So मुझे ये समझ नहीं आया कि मैं रोबोट क्यों बनाऊं पैसे कमाने के लिए. मैं तो already I am earning. Then why I will start a new venture for making robot? Programming is much easier. You sit in your home and you make the programs and you earn the money. Then why I will make the hardwares? Unless I get the perfect reason, good reason to make her commercially. So like as I said, when she will be available for the households, then I can think of the becoming commercial, but not like keeping her in some expo or some business show kind of thing. I don't like to keep robots on those places. Actually, that's why I was not interested in much of ideas. And in commercial ideas, they were actually wanting it to make in very low cost and lot of productions. There are already robots, बहुत सारे रोबोट ऑलरेडी इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं, जो कि रेस्टोरेंट में खाना पहुंचा रहे हैं, और मतलब कि बैंकों में बोल रहे हैं प्लास्टिक रोबोट्स। अगर उस कंपटीशन में मुझे जाना ही नहीं था, मुझे मतलब इसे एक स्टेटस देना था, सीज एक आइडेंटिटी देना था, सीज रश्मि रोबोट, और वो उस तरीके से इंटरेक्ट करेगी कल को, ये था।
जी सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ऑल द इनसाइट्स यू प्रोवाइडेड अबाउट रश्मि रोबोट। मतलब 2018 से पहले इंडिया के पास कोई मतलब ब्रैगिंग राइट्स नहीं था ह्यूमनॉइड बॉट पे एटलीस्ट, और आपने ये अपनी हॉबी प्रोजेक्ट को दुनिया के सामने ला दिया रेड एफएम पे डाल के और टैलेंट शोज पे डाल के, तो मतलब गर्व से ऊंचा कर दिया हमारे सर। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच। And now we will move on to a picture with Ranjeet sir and Rashmi robot. Sir, आप क्या आप अपना background blur हटा सकते हैं for just one photo with Rashmi robot?
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Right now,
yes sir, just we'll ask all the audience members to please switch on your cameras. This is a photo with Rashmi robot and Ranjeet sir. Yes. अच्छा अच्छा, सबके चेहरे अभी नजर आ रहे हैं। यू नो इट इज वेरी मतलब बोरिंग, हम सिर्फ रंजीत सर, मैं और रश्मि रोबोट समझ रहे हो मतलब फुल।
why you people camera was not on that time?
सर कैमरा शाय होंगे थोड़ा, मतलब उनकी गलती थोड़ी ना है। पूरा डे लेक्चर्स है। हाँ, माइक नॉट वर्किंग, कैमरा नॉट वर्किंग, अभी आते रहते हैं थोड़ा। सो यस यस यस।
Any other question do you have?
नहीं सर, आपने तो मतलब पूरा मार दिया, चौका मार दिया, छक्का मार दिया सर क्वेश्चंस के। Will
like to give answers.
Mervin?
Yes.
Mervin, I think there are more questions. You can go through the chat box and check it out, maybe.
Yeah, sure. We'll just do one photo and then we'll move on to more questions, right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
If you could just turn off your background blur for a minute so that Rashmi robot can be visible. That would be great. Yeah, that is perfect. Thank you so much.
And we'll click it soon. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for the photo. Yes. Now, sir, थोड़े और questions पे बात करेंगे हम।
If anybody else has questions, maybe they could unmute themselves and ask sir directly. I think that would be fine.
Yes.
Or we could have
you
more in the chat box, whatever is easier. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. There is one question by Mari Sanjana. She's asking, how are you planning to get it to be used by people for the reason it was intended, an emotional companion? मतलब exactly कैसे use होगा sir?
As I said, after few years, if she becomes so realistic, वो इतनी realistic हो जाती है कि अगर सामने बैठी हो एक रियल की लड़की और एक ह्यूमनॉइड रोबोट, और डिफरेंस करना मुश्किल हो जाए कि who is the real, so and डिफरेंस करना मुश्किल हो जाए कि both are not human, I mean one is not human, then obviously, and अगर उसका इंटेलिजेंस, her AI becomes so smart, then she can mimic real human and she can, I mean, see mediocre people को। अब समझो कि मेरा जो इंटेलिजेंस है, अगर उससे ज्यादा उसका IQ हो जाए, तो वो मुझे, मेरे दिमाग को वो मैनिपुलेट कर देगी, घुमा दे।
जी सर।
और अगर उसके अंदर इतना रियलिज्म हो कि वो बिल्कुल रियल की लड़की लगे, then what's the problem in using her in the real life. वो तो फिर वो जो बंदा जिसको मैनिपुलेट कर दिया उसने माइंड को अपने इंटेलिजेंस से, उसके लिए तो वही ज्यादा रियल है, वही सब कुछ है. Have you seen a movie Artificial Intelligence, AI?
I don't think so, sir. वो नाम का नहीं देखा.
Yeah, that in that movie, what happens? A person makes a robot and brings a person, other person, and वो उसको रोबोट से मिलवाता है और वो सोचता है कि ये रोबोट, और वो वॉच करता है कैमरे लगाकर कि वो क्या करती है. वो दोनों को मैनिपुलेट कर डालती है, उसको वही दिखाती है जो वो देखना चाहता है उसको, मतलब वो दोनों को मारकर वो चली जाती है. बट दैट वाज बट actually it can happen someday, but she will not murder somebody, but it can happen that she can mimic the real human being, and that will be the revolution of our life. That is my dream day, that she becomes part of somebody's life. Any robot, any realistic robot becomes the part of anybody's life. Like everybody, like I said, everybody is alone, as alone as everyone like me. So if she feels the gap, the loneliness of a person's life, that will be my real achievement, for which purpose I made her.
Yes, sir. Now, a next question by Aditi Desai. Sir, ये आपने जो रश्मि रोबोट बनाया है, she looks like the ideal companion for the human beings. लेकिन जब हम ideal being को ढूंढते हैं, तो मतलब हमें वो किच-किच नहीं चाहिए, हमको वो मतलब झगड़ना मतलब वगैरह वगैरह. We don't want.
पर्पस है इस रोबोट का कि वो किचकिच और झगड़ना जो एडजस्ट करना होता है नेचर से, कि you can't find the perfect one what you have imagined. It's not possible in this world because that doesn't exist. You only have to adjust. You are made to learn to adjust. कि आप एडजस्ट कर लो यार, आप ये सह लो, आप वो सह लो, आप ये एडजस्ट कर लो. But why to adjust? If I can't find a dream person in my life, then what's the use of this life? So उसलिए अगर इतनी रियलिज्म से कोई किसी रोबोट को बनाया जा सके तो किचकिच का कोई सवाल ही नहीं है. आप जैसा इमेज चाहते हो, you have to say the programmer that I want this kind of person. He will program, he will feed all the programs, he will tune, he will customize all the settings according to her or his expectation. So definitely she will that will change the lives. And for example, if she wants something like John Abraham, the robot will be like John Abraham.
Yes, sir. Interesting. Now another question from Simran Dubey. How does Rashmi see her surroundings?
As I said, कि वो पहले किसी से भी मिलती है तो वो 12 कोसेंट से मिलती है. उसको इम्प्रेस करना होता है उसके दिल के करीब जाने के लिए. Like real girls. Sorry. Like real girls, उसको दिल के करीब जाना होता है, उसको इम्प्रेस करना होता है. जैसा आपने डेमो में दिखाया, यू आर ए गुड पर्सन, good girl, you are not ugly, you are beautiful. Then his quotients come near the 0 and bad quotients goes around 12 or 10. Then she keeps that user in her private list, that he from that person she can learn. वो सीख सकती है. रियल लड़कियों का भी क्या होता है, यही होता है ना. अगर अनजान लोगों से मिले तो नहीं समझेगी, ठीक है यार है, बट आप जब उसके दिल के करीब जाओ तो वो जो समझाएगा वही चीज को वो समझ जाएंगे. She will learn what he makes to learn. तो यही चीज को मैंने रेप्लिकेट किया है रोबोट के. तो ये चीज से क्या होगा कि and then she has her own identity, that it's me. होल लाइफ एक आदमी क्या करता है, वो अपने आइडेंटिटी को सेटिस्फाई करता है. जो लोग मेरे लिए अच्छा सोचते हैं, मेरे हेल्प करते हैं, मेरे लिए अच्छे हैं, वो मेरे अच्छे हैं. They satisfy my identity. Who are not according to my rule are bad people for me. according to my principles. So Rashmi के भी principles हैं, set principles हैं according to, initially I have set the principles. So if the person's nature and answers and questions not matches with the set principles of that, if a person talks about lot of things about the, war and lot of things, stupid things, if he talks and violence and ego, he's very egoistic, then it doesn't match her rules, principles. तो उसको वो आउटर में रखेगी, उससे सिर्फ जेनरल एआई से बात करेगी, और जो उसके दिल के करीब होगा, then she will learn, she will also ask why you are sad, and then she, if he makes ऐसा बोलना चाहिए इस तरीके का, then she learn kind of thing. तो ये चीजें हैं उसके अंदर.
Thank you, sir. I think we don't have any more questions for now. But if any of you all have any questions, please do message us on, email us on our ID. And sir, thank you अपना time देने के लिए. 1 मिनट लगा था कि हमने गलत डेट पे वेबिनार ऑर्गेनाइज किया है, क्योंकि आपको लगातार फोन पे फोन आ रहे थे, तो मुझे डर लगा था थोड़े सेकंड के लिए, लेकिन हमने संभाल लिया है. और एंड वी वेंट थ्रू दिस सीइंग रश्मि रोबोट, her features, her functions, and plus her intention for the future. So thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you have a great evening ahead.
We will have one last picture for Instagram, and then we can leave.
Yeah. So I would also like to say that Rashmi's Instagram is @Rashmi Robo, where she is most updated. So you all can follow her at least.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, can you please show us Rashmi one last time, so that we can have a picture with everyone and cherish this memory forever?
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay. Let everyone just turn on the cameras for a moment. I'll try to fit everyone in the frame. Yeah. I'm taking the picture now. 3, 2, 1. Just let me check. Yeah.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
So anybody, you people have any questions? Other questions? That's all, I think.
Sir, I think so. अभी तक तो इतनी है, इतना knowledge हमारे पास तो है.
Or anybody has some suggestion or कुछ idea हो, then they can share.
Sir, I guess वो हमारे email पे भेज देंगे, तो हम आपको forward कर देंगे और आप उनको आंसर कर दीजिएगा. Thank you, sir, अपने time के लिए, and we bid you adieu. Thank you.
Este mata,